You may not want to rush through what's left of December, but 2024 is fast approaching. The folks at Down East Magazine have been thinking about it for a while, and the magazine's January issue is now out. On the cover, the annual photo contest, and there's a lot more inside. With us here to talk about it, Editor-in-Chief Will Grunwald. Thank you for coming in, Will.
Yeah, great to be here.
So let's talk about some of the pieces in the January issue. We'll begin with one that looks at snowy owls. Obviously, everybody loves photos of snowy owls, but this story delves into a research nonprofit here in Maine that's trying to tell us more about what snowy owls do when they're here in the state.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is the time of year when we get to see them, or hopefully get to see them. And the writer and photographer of the piece, Lauren Merrill, has a background in wildlife ecology and took an interest in this Project Snowstorm that you mentioned. And they're essentially they're tagging and tracking these birds because there's actually very little knowledge about where they go on an individual basis, and they each seem to have sort of their own ideas about where they travel. So they're an unusual species in that way. They're kind of elusive.
This is part of the appeal of owls, is they have this air of mystery about them that we're always trying to penetrate, and these folks are trying to do a better job of it.
Yeah.
Well, let's move on to a nice piece you have. It's called Skate on the Wild Side. Look at winter skating in Maine, and in particular a profile of a gentleman named Harold Crosby.
Yeah, so Harold Crosby has a just really kind of spectacular connection to this heritage pastime of skating on natural ice in Maine, lakes, rivers, ponds. And he grew up in Whiting, way down east, and has more or less lived there his whole life, been skating on the Orange River his whole life, since I think he was 7 years old. And
he's now 76,
He's 76 now, yeah. So almost a solid 70 years of skating on the Orange River. And the other, I think, really unusual aspect of skating for him is that the skates he uses. So nowadays, like natural ice skating skates are manufactured to clip on to cross-country skis. Mm-hmm. His were made by his father in the 60s. You probably saw a photo of them in there. And he essentially took an old machinist file, sharpened it into a blade, embedded it in a platform of wood, and you can strap that piece of wood onto the bottom of a boot and then skate with it.
It's a real piece of Yankee ingenuity.
It really is. I mean, they're beautiful to look at, and still functional all these years later.
Well, let's move on to the annual Reader Photo Contest, which is always fun, great images. We'll begin with one out of many. We're not going to show too many because we don't want to steal too much of your thunder, but a lovely shot that came out of the wildlife category of two fox kits. Yeah,
so it's a really charming photo. Those are charismatic animals. Yeah, the story from the photographer is that she was watching these kits play outside their den for quite a while, and then two of them kind of took this pause, and it's this very serene moment that she captured. It's a nice photo.
From the lifestyle category, a runner on Cadillac Mountain in Acadia National Park.
Yeah, so this one was a reader pick. We have an online poll where readers can vote on some of their favorites, and I can see why. The landscape is very familiar, those peaks in Acadia, but there's also this fog sitting right off of them that sort of exaggerates your sense of elevation and adds some drama, I think, to the photo.
An arduous run, but no more beautiful place to go out for a run than
yeah,
Acadia.
I've never run up it.
No, I haven't either. Let's end with one more. This came out of the Maine Outdoors category, and it kind of speaks for itself, an image of a loon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you feel the same way. I've seen a lot of beautiful loon photos over the years and could just look at them endlessly. They're such fascinating animals. This one especially, I think, is remarkable for a detail. If you look on its head, you see this almost like, it looks like stippling in the feathers. It's actually beads of water that have formed in like perfect rows after it resurfaced from a dive, and I'd never noticed that detail in a photo before.
It's absolutely striking. That's just some of what's in the January issue. Will, thanks for coming in. As always, we appreciate it. The January issue, Down East Magazine, it's on sale now. We've got more information about it in the 207 section of our website or app. Stay with us. We're going to return in just a moment.